A very good evening, distinguished guests, seniors, colleagues and dear friends. On behalf of IMA Gorakhpur and as the Scientific Secretary of IMA, I extend a very hearty and warm welcome to all of you to this scientific meet on critical topics like anemia, ABG, cardiovascular disease, COVID and cancer. I am very hopeful that this meeting will be exciting, educational and full of learning for each of us.
Very good evening, and in a wonderful evening we are discussing a lot of critical issues, and I am very glad to hear that this malignancy topic comes into the critical issues right now in our topmost body of our city. So in the same thing, Dr. Abhishek, he is a medical oncologist practicing in Lucknow in Chandan Hospital, and he has done his MBBS from GMC Baroda and DNB Medicine from Apollo Hospital, Mysore, and from DNB Medical Oncology from Jaipur. So he has a lot of memberships and experience in treating the oncology patients. And I am coming to the point that this medical oncology branch is, maybe I'm not surprised that it is a need for some people here also. But this is a medical oncology branch right now is dealing with the most burden of the cancer patients. As the topic justifies it that it is from prevention to palliation. And it's a broad spectrum. Now I would request Dr. Abhishek that please enlighten us and the questions will be taken as per the time allows. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Saurav, for a wonderful introduction. So, as we already know that we are already exhausted from so many critical presentations, and we have another two presentations followed by me. So, I'll just try to be very short and very crisp. Though my presentations were I was going to cover so many things from prevention to palliation, but I think I'll cut short some of my presentations, and I'll just briefly talk about what is my actually goal for what is my goal as a medical oncologist. So my schema for presentation is I'm going to talk about basics of cancer. That part I'll just skip. Then we have a role of prevention, then effective treatment, and then lastly I'll be talking about palliation. First thing I'll talk about is what is cancer. We already know it is something शरीर के अंदर कुछ ऐसे uncontrolled and unregulated growths of cells हो जाते हैं. Everything was fine, life was very smooth, and something happened and cancer has hit, and it is going to devastate everyone, the patient, the family and everyone. So this part I'll just skip because short of time. We have type of cancers: carcinoma, sarcoma, leukemia, lymphoma and multiple myeloma. Cancer risk factors we were talking, and there was a question in the previous session about the alcohol as a risk factor. Yes, there is definitely a risk of malignancy because of alcohol, and there was a study which published that almost 8% causal relationship was found if alcohol is being consumed, and if alcohol is being taken along with tobacco, the risk was found 16%. So yes, it is going to be a risk factor, and there are many other risk factors which we already know that like tobacco addictions, alcohol, lifestyle modifications. We are having sedentary lifestyle that is also going to cause so many other cancers. Our food habit has changed. We are consuming more of junk food, and we are taking less of fruits and vegetables, which is another cause of cancer. We have some genetic and hereditary cancers, which is definitely documented. Then we are also having some cancers which are related to the sexually transmitted infections like HPV. We already know. The epidemiology Dr. Swagnik has already discussed, but I'll just tell you briefly. The breast cancer is the most common cancer if the both male and female has been counted together. Then it is followed by oral cancers, cervical cancer, lung cancer and colorectal cancers. For female, most common cancer is breast cancer and then cervix cancer. For male, it is the lung cancer, which is oral cancer followed by lung cancer is the most common. The pattern of the incidences of cancer is changing right now. We were the capital country of cervical cancer in the world, but now because of the so many awareness programs and so many other national programs, the cervical cancers incidences are decreasing, and because of the modernization of the culture, our society, the breast cancer and other cancers are increasing in our country right now. And if I talk about the seriousness, 7 out of every 7 minutes, one Indian patient is Indian female is going to die of cervical cancer. 1 in 8 women is going to have breast cancer in their lifetime. It is the Western world data. Our Indian data say that it is 14% of all cancer. It is the most common cancer in our country. 1 in 10 minutes, one person is dying of oral cancer. These are the tools of cancer diagnosis. I am not going into detail. We have some investigations, basic investigations we already do, but we have some modern technologies like PET scan, and then we have other flow cytometry, cytogenetics for blood malignancies. Treatment options, we have chemotherapy, hormone therapy, immunotherapy, targeted therapy. Then we have surgeon friends who are going to save so many times our patients. Then radiotherapy and pain and palliation, which is most important and probably most neglected part of treatment. So all these things are going to help us for effective treatment of cancer patients. And it is always a team approach. It is not that one person who can make the decision. It is always the surgical oncologist, medical oncologist and radiation oncologist who are going to team up, and they are going to make a cure plan for the patients. And it is always a combined approach. I'll come to the second part of my presentation, that is the effective treatment options. So stage at the diagnosis is the most important factor for the diagnosis, but unfortunately in our country almost 60 to 70% patients, they come in the advanced stage, and they come here and they say that at this stage, doctor, can you cure us? And from a study by Dr. Margaret Chan, it is suggested that 40% cancer is preventable. So if it is this much preventable, why we are lacking, where we are lacking? So because we are not talking about the prevention. Prevention is the first thing, and it is the most important thing which we all should talk about. And prevention is also important. Why? Because cancer treatment is expensive, it is complicated, it is associated with so many social, medical, emotional and sexual hazards, and it has got high mortality. So that's why prevention is important. This is the study which was published recently, and it was published in Lancet Oncology last year, that effective mammography screening every year after 40 years of female is going to save so many lives. This is another strategy where prevention helps us. It is like HPV vaccination, which has the proven role in the cervical cancer malignancies, and it should be generally given to the ladies, to the girls who are not attend the sexual activities. This is national animal, we know. This is national bird, we know. This is national flower, and this is our national oral cavity. So oral cancer is basically, it is best to prevent. What we are doing as a clinician, we are doing radio activities, we are doing paper activities, we are doing magazines, we are doing so many other camps. Recently we did a camp in Sultanpur as a team, and we have screened so many people, and we found so many early cases also. So I think if we go to the rural area, if we go to the community level, probably we can pick up the early cases. This is the main goal of our teaming up, and we are doing so many activities. This part I'll skip. And probably as in our OPDs, we are giving warning signs, we are educating our OPD follow-up patients, their relatives about the cautions and the warning signs of cancer. Early role is the primary care physicians has got the early diagnosis role. I'll just go through the treatment part. Stage, I think we stage our patients based on the TNM staging. We classify them, non-metastatic disease and metastatic disease. Newer variety has come as newer concept as oligometastatic cancer has come up, and this also we are going to treat as curative intent. We have weapons of mass destruction, which I've already told: chemotherapy, targeted therapy, hormone therapy, and now the concept of precision oncology. Probably I'll just go quickly about some cases. This is a head neck case which were inoperable upfront, then chemotherapy was given, patient was operated, and patient has a pathological CR. This is another case where we did a ovary surgery and patient was cured. Blood cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, it is curable disease. We should definitely focus and we should not miss any patients who is coming suspicion of Hodgkin's lymphoma, because these are the patients where we can definitely cure, and we can give the society a patient which is cured from cancer. These are my cases which we have treated so far. Few of the examples are there. This is another non-Hodgkin's lymphoma patients. This is another lady. You can see that she was having complete occlusion of the right eye, and then after treatment she was cured. These are my cases which has been cured from malignancies, and children's, definitely we should definitely focus about if any symptoms like this, fever, lymphadenopathy, hepatosplenomegaly, joint pain, rashes or high TLC, they are coming to our OPD. Don't forget to investigate these child for acute leukemia, because leukemia is one thing which is curable. Various phases are there, but definitely these patients are going to be cured, so don't ignore them. This is one of my patients treated for ALL. This is another child who is a 7-year-old boy, CML, one of the earliest CML diagnosis I have made, and this is a patient on imatinib. He is doing really fine. He is complete hematological and clinical response. Another patient of OGS, 4-cycle chemotherapy was given, then patient had surgery and followed by radiotherapy, chemotherapy, adjuvant chemotherapy, and patient is cured. And last slide, palliation has got role. Even the stage 4 patients can be given good quality of life. This patient who is a MBC patient, and based on the recent studies, we are giving her hormone therapy along with CDK4/6, and patient is doing really fine. Another prostate cancer patient, he is also stage 4, but still with the treatment he is excellently managed. Stage 4 lung cancer, you can see the X-ray before and after treatment. She is stage 4, not cured, but yes, well controlled. So palliation has got role. Pain control is definitely one of the important factor which we should never miss as a clinician. And for key to successful cancer treatment, correct diagnosis and early diagnosis is the cornerstone of the treatment. Early suspicion, prompt investigation and effective treatment is the one of the key to cure any cancer patients. Thank you so much, and I'll just rush on to the next speaker, Dr. Hemant. Kindly please come and have your presentations.